Let Time Scar run, of course. Oh, do we not open with Time Scar on disc 2? Well, I guess we'll find out. I guess that makes sense. It's a really long cutscene. For them to fit it on disc 2 would have taken up a lot of space. $26.13, $26.30. I think we made an extra save in the interest of doing the kid mission again, which we'll go ahead and do. We missed some stuff last time, but I'd rather not miss. And it would be a good way to get us back in the Chrono Cross mood. Pretty important stuff with Kid. There's also lots of Chrono Trigger hype. Don't care. Let me just make sure we've got the Chrono Cross, yeah, okay. It's Masa and Mune, and they refer to Kid as the princess, which would be Shala, Chrono Trigger. Hey Karita, how's it going? I'm surprised they kept the Doreen name. Like, I think that whole thing is just kind of a joke in Chrono Trigger. Let's do it. Whenever we do random things that change history, or attempt to change history, they tend to be in Lucas' house. Well, I take it that this is a stable time loop. The only reason Kid's alive is because Surge already did this. It's not like the saving Luca's mom's legs thing. Yeah, look at all that Chrono Trigger hype right now. Forgot to. You hear that dinging sound when he uses a red element? That'll be important in the final battle. So see there's a little red orb there at the top of the screen. Actually keep the same password here, the Lara password. But I think you have to change your key bindings back to the default in order for it to work, because I do not have them default at this point. That's me. There it is. I love old RPGs, man. Creeder, are you in Fallout Zone? Do you run anything? Hey, Justin. Would you be a jerk to the kid? Much, not much. Doing this segment again. We did it at the end of play last week Tuesday, but we missed some stuff. I'm trying to get everything this time. You know, people on this this channel are always telling me that if I like old school JRPGs, it's offensive that I haven't played Shin Megami Tensei. So I have that on the list as something I'll get to as a blind playthrough at some point. Justin, you gotta get to the screen that says change disk, and you have to hit escape and go to file, change disk, and then pick the second disk file. That should work fine. Hey, thanks for the follow, Krita. Cool. Let me shoot you a follow in response here while I'm thinking about it. Nice. Yeah, I hear good things. I'm not sure to tell you, Justin. Try Googling it. Maybe you've got your Disk 2 image is bad. I think I've got enough time in my schedule. I do 6-hour streams daily because my wife is awesome and is letting me try this Twitch thing for a year. But that gives me enough time to both do old favorites and blind playthroughs. Find you attract different crowds. It's a lot of fun to watch somebody blind play through a classic, though, because it's hard to find people who haven't played those games. I had somebody pop in a chat the other day who hadn't played Final Fantasy VII, so it's kind of cool to hop in and watch him experience it for the first time. Alright, we can't use, it would make sense if we could use the Frost Breath, but I think we need to get her Ice Gun. Dragon's Power doesn't seem to work here. Nice. Yeah, I did work until recently. That's actually what prompted this Twitch thing. My job laid me off. They laid off everyone in the whole company that was working remotely. Following my wife around the country, basically. She works in academia. That only helps you if you already know that the answer is Lara from Chrono Trigger. Oh, I see. That makes a party member leave. So she's working with the poor Navy. That's interesting. Ooh, I love Seiken Densetsu. All 3 of those games. Yeah, I'd have to do all 3 of those at some point in order, so you can carry over your character. 2 is the one that has, what's their name? Luca Blight. Really good villain. Yeah, give it a shot, Justin. What's up, kid? Thanks, dude. So they're giving you a hint by saying it's Granny Lara's room, but you really would have had to have played Chrono Trigger to know that that's what you have to do. What does a Stardust Cape do? No, it's not low on the list. Is it an armor? Yeah, it is. Huh. Children's size only, okay. Yeah. A lot of mobile networks can't quite handle Twitch a lot of the time these days. You're trying to keep the bitrate in the accessible and quality range, but it's hard to get the perfect point for everybody. All right. I think there should be a kid hiding here. Maybe under the table? No? Okay. You don't have to rescue them, it just gives you items like Rainbow Shell, kind of a thing. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Limited data. I was grandfathered into Verizon's unlimited data, and because I got my phone in what, like 2008 or 2005 or something like that. But they recently changed their policies so that if you ever try to upgrade your phone, you agree to be removed from the grandfathered unlimited data plan. So I switched to T-Mobile. That's pretty sweet, Karita. One sec, guys. Google Shopping is here. I live in the San Jose Bay Area where you can do the Google Shopping. You pay them a nominal monthly fee and they deliver groceries to your front door. Pretty sweet deal. Yeah, I hear that, Karita. The whole thing's pretty screwed up. I don't know if I don't think the FCC ruling has any impact on mobile. We still remains to be seen whether they'll actually be able to enact those changes, but the fact that they charge out the butt for bandwidth is a little silly. You gotta be realistic, like bandwidth does cost money, but the amount they charge versus the amount it actually costs them to provide is they're very different numbers. It's like the SMS situation. The markup on SMS, I think, is the highest markup of any product in the world right now. Thanks, dude. We already found the one that was downstairs. Took care of it. Something's in here, I think. No problem, Masa. Get the cool pictures of Robo. Robo made the desert green. Yes, he did. Luca and Marley. I was so excited for this whole part as a kid. Since there's very little Chrono Trigger in this game up until the very end. There's a little bit when you go to the Sea of Eden, Chronopolis. Alright. So we're coming close to wrapping this up here. We're gonna kill a whole bunch of characters off screen. Unfortunately. I think there's a new on the bottom, little blue thing you can see. Ayla strong. Princess Marley to the rescue. I think it would really be Princess Nadia, but if you're gonna call her Princess. To each their own. Whoop, not Astral. The fact that you can remove multiple fires makes me assume that there's something past this one, yeah. Can we not do that one? There we go. Maybe not. Maybe it's just for funsies. Really? Mashing that X button, you know. Search the room. Alright. Fair enough. Hey, it's Kit. Who Masa and Mune have implied is Princess Shala from the Dark Ages. The one big, not a plot hole, but an unresolved plot thread from Chrono Trigger. You learn all about this character, then you know nothing about what eventually happened to her. That's the aim of Chrono Cross, is to resolve that. There is a cool satellite extension to the Super Nintendo. It was in Japan only, called the Satellaview. It was kind of comparable to the Sega channel that we had in the US. They would, make special games available for the Satellaview that you could play. One of them famously is a multiplayer Zelda game. It's kind of a sequel to Link to the Past. The other one is a game called Radical Dreamers, which was supposed to be a visual novel sequel to Chrono Trigger to fill in the gaps about Shala. It was not very much played in Japan, as I understand it, and of course, since there was no Satellaview in the US, no one in the US has seen much of Radical Dreamers. I think you can get a translated ROM of it and play it on an emulator. Radical Dreamers, though, was the story of this team of thieves, of which Kid was a member, as well as a character named Gil, who was supposed to be Magus. And that stuck around into Chrono Cross. There's a character named Guile, who's the same guy as Gil. He looks like Magus, he has the same hair color, like when he moves, he floats on one foot. And apparently they wanted to maintain the connection of having him be Magus, but they couldn't make it work. They couldn't make it fit into the plot. So they just cut it and said, no, he's just this magician guy who happens to look like Magus and move exactly like Magus. There you go. There's your Chrono Cross trivia. Hey, Red Balloon Man, how's it going? Cool, Kid. So I thought that Starkey, the little alien character you can recruit, was a totally optional joke character, but it turns out you actually need him in order to beat the game, as we're going to find here shortly. We already recruited him, but we have to go get his ship from the El Nido Triangle in order to go to Terra Tower and wrap up the game. Don't know if we're going to beat it today, although we'll almost certainly beat it tomorrow. We're going to try to go for the good ending. Alright. Okay. I find it kind of cruel that they have a scientific character with purple hair and glasses named Lucia. Oh, I lose my memory sometimes. Okay. Yeah, I'm not dead because I forget. Maybe somebody traveled through time and rescued her again. You know, you'd think you'd want to use Kid, right? She seems like the canonical party member, but her daggers just don't do as much damage as Fargo's swords. Other than that, they're basically the same character. Well, I guess her level 7 tech is probably worth it. It's a tough one. I think we're in, let's see. Oh, this is another world. You can tell from the music. I think there's also a way to look in like the menu or something. World name, yeah. There we go. You can turn it on or off. You can also just listen for the music though. So this is the world we want to be in. Why don't we sub Fargo? Question mark. Glenn is much more powerful than Fargo, but Fargo can steal in case we get into a boss fight, so let me go ahead and switch out Glenn, as much as it pains me. I still don't think I'm allowed to switch out Surge, I don't think so. I mean, Starkey. And rather than move all the elements around, we'll just auto-allocate some stuff to him. I'm not super concerned about it at this point. Give him some junky items. You can have a Stardust Cape, how about that? Alright, so we're going to the El Nido Triangle. And actually, give me 30 seconds, guys. I think I just got a Google Shopping delivery. Indeed I did. I'll bring it in during the 4 to 6 Feed the Kitties break. Alrighty. Going to the El Nido Triangle. Let's do this. I hear that, Gogums. I love this soundtrack. I'm going to miss it when we're done. Though it's going to live on in my Dungeons & Dragons game, which features music from all kinds of sweet video games. Chrono Cross, of course, is one of them. Rainbow Shell. How far did you end up getting in Final Fantasy VII, Gogums? Let's fight the evil jellyfish. I think it's a boss, it just doesn't play the boss music all the time. It'll take you by surprise if you're not careful. We'll try to steal from him. Let's have Fargo go first so you can do that. We learned that your chance to steal is based on your fierce attack percentage, so 92% is probably good enough. If it misses, I'll be very sad. Huh. One of my attacks are doing damage to him. Ah, very nice. Would you have guessed that the correct pronunciation of that guy's name is Ketchi? It's a Gaelic character. This might be kind of hard without a bunch of red elements. We might have to switch it up. I don't know how many hit points this thing has. It's a Gaelic mythological character. I always pronounced it as Kate Sith when I was a kid. Had some people set me straight. Yeah, I think they just wanted to include a character that's inspired by that mythological figure. As is typical with Gaelic, the spelling does you no favors in how you're actually supposed to pronounce it. Just keep dumping Inferno on him and hope that it's enough to finish him off. I don't know if it will be. Ketchy shows up in some other Final Fantasy games. I think he's a summon in Final Fantasy VI. So remember those orbs at the top of the screen. They become important in the final boss fight. Also the tone that plays whenever we use an element of a different color. It's playing the same tone every single time right now because we're using red over and over. Now, apparently the game actually hints to you the correct order of the notes. I don't remember actually running into that. I think I got the good ending just by trial and error and figuring out what sounded good and what didn't sound good. There's a song that uses the same melody called Fragment of a Dream. You can learn it from that too. Yeah, so that was a boss fight because it gave us a star, even though it didn't play the boss fight music. Hey Aaron Shad, how's it going? I'm glad they explained that. Last time I was like, oh, BT dubs, you can walk around under the ocean, no big deal. Not itself. I agree, Gogums. This is a treat. Didn't really get well advertised. And unfortunately, a lot of the people who played it because they were hardcore Chrono Trigger fans, and then got disappointed that it wasn't very much like Chrono Trigger, because it didn't involve a lot of the same team members, you know? The only person who really stuck around was Yasunori Mitsuda, the composer. Hey Thafferson, how's it going? I feel like the game could have done better if they hadn't have called it Chrono Cross. They probably could have changed the story enough to not make it directly related. Alright, let's go to Chronopolis. We're gonna make our shitty Orcha boat fly. I appreciate that they just teleported us here and didn't make us actually take the boat all the way across the world to get here. Right, it feels more like a spiritual successor. I mean, there are some events in the game that describe it as being an actual sequel, and the game probably would have done better without those. Like, as exciting as it was to see the Lean Bell and Marley, the little ghost Chrono baby, kind of cool, but... Whoa, Starkey, don't get all deep on me like that. Yeah, and having a character named Glenn. Who's not Glenn, he just... You know, he's not Frog. He just has green hair and has a special relationship with his dead mentor and has a holy sword that only he can use. Ugh. Graphics, if you're tab in. Dude, me too. Kid Dylan was convinced. You couldn't convince Child Marstead otherwise. Alright, let's do this. This is the final dungeon. We've done minimal side quests, which would make Kid Marstead cry. I always 100% at every game. This is a pretty long game, though. And you can't 100% it in a single playthrough anyway. You have to do at least 3 playthroughs. Because there's a couple branching points where you get mutually exclusive characters. So, I don't feel too bad about it this run. Yeah, Gogums, when I was a kid too, I kept the dream alive. Let's go ahead and unequip Starkey again. Although it might just be easier to switch him out and then do that. Let's grab a dude. Glenn, there he is. Let's all pretend like he's Cloud. We'll be happier for it. Cloud. Frog. Starkey. There he is. And Starkey. I think Glenn's already good. We could do a quick auto-allocate. We'll have to move... I think when we auto-allocate it gives Surge 2 revives, which is excessive. It means if he dies, we're in big trouble. We want to give someone else a revive, probably Fargo. It's pretty good at staying alive. And we'll do a quick save. Alrighty, let's go. Terra Tower. Okay, see you in a bit, Gogums. The Ochre lands have dried up and withered. Is it your will to choose destruction? Oh yeah. I like these custom battle songs. This guy's yellow, yeah? Terrator. Design kind of reminds me of the Giga Mutants from Chrono Trigger. Something temporarily decreased, maybe defense. No, it's not that big of a deal. What's Holy Healing do? Restores all HP and remove status effects. That's pretty hot. Let's let Fargo steal though. That might interrupt his combo. We'll see. It's hard to time it sometimes. Yeah, it did. Alright, well. It's probably gonna interrupt it as well. Let's use a green element just to get that off the field. Well, 87% is pretty good. I'm gonna be sad if it misses. Come on. Alright. So the field's not all yellow. Master Beam's not screwing around. I get yellow. Should actually heal Glenn, yeah. Glad he's got the yellow plate turned on. We stole those from the Dragon Gods. They let you absorb elements of a certain color. So what I'll do is I'll put the opposite element for each character on them. So like Surge will absorb black instead of taking double damage from it. Alright, There's only one dual tech in this game, and it's X-Strike between Surge and Glenn, which makes you even more suspicious that he's actually Frog. Alright, 15-16s. I'm not screwing around there. We'll save after each of these fights. I think I wasn't too bad, but doesn't mean we're not going to run into a tough one later. This version of the victory song is slightly different. Plays horns in that sequence. Instead of just, I think it's just strings in the normal battle. Save. Yeah, we've been pretty efficient with our time, and we're at 26 hours. I think that of the games we have on the schedule right now, Chrono Cross is probably the longest. Although Final Fantasy Tactics might overtake it. Tactics you can spend an hour on a battle and lose, which doesn't get reflected in the total playtime, but I think we've gotten past a lot of the most difficult fights in that game, though. I don't want to fight those guys. Pretty sure that I don't. It might not be avoidable. Oh well. I mean, there's not much incentive for fighting enemies that aren't bosses in this game. They occasionally give you stat ups, but it's limited by the number of boss stars you found. You guys kind of remind me of Spirited Away. Ugh, that was not good. I don't think we automatically win if we kill the middle guy. I think we have to kill the little bubbles too. Oh boy. Confused Glenn, or Fargo rather. Bubbles still count as enemies, so. Let's do an X-Strike. Fargo can attack one of our own party members, we can take care of the other one after. Dang, bro. Ow. Hey, Jack Bandit. How's it going? Alright. Victory. I mean, look at all those nostrums. Those are actually pretty rare until you get to this part of the game. They're black healing magic, and they heal for a lot. You can go that way. Check over here first. Where I see a door, I'm suspicious that the other way is going to take me to a chest. And sure enough, another nostrum. Alright. I don't know that we'll ever actually end up using those. I think this is going to be our endgame party. The only change I might make is to sub Fargo for a kid. But it's a pretty solid deal in general. Glenn does a lot of damage with his Einlanzer swords. It's not a foregone conclusion that you'll have Glenn in your party. You actually have to refuse to heal Kid at the Hydra Humors part, which if you don't know that that's like actually a joint part in the game, there's no reason to expect it. Like, who's playing a JRPG? They're like, why don't we try to heal our friend? And you're like, nah, I'm good. So imagine, short of a walkthrough, a lot of people just playing this game blind wouldn't know that that determines whether or not you get a very good character. try to X-strike the other one. Cool. Hopefully we can kill it before it confuses somebody. Talking about you, Fargo. X-strike. More reason to think that that's Frog from Chrono Trigger, but it is not. I guess Glenn is to Chrono games as Sid is to Final Fantasy games. It's a fair analogy. Alright. Good progress. Look at all those nostrums, though. Alrighty, heading down the stairs. Try to avoid these dudes if we can, although it's not trivial. Yeah. Not gonna be able to avoid this one. Oh, maybe we did. Nice. I want to be careful going that way just yet. I feel like this guy is intentionally unavoidable. Much like Fort Dragonia much earlier in the game, I think we have to fight a boss of each element here. If I can kill this guy before he summons anything, that would be swell, but I don't know if it's possible. Ah, it is. Cool. For that weak, medium, dash and slash. See, we didn't get any stat boosts for it, so like I said, there's not a lot of incentive in this game to actually fight things. Okay, good. Glad that worked out that way. I didn't go left because it looks like going left makes you fall down here in that waterfall. Ah, that's not... okay, got it. Try to not fight the ghost dudes. Very good. Design in this area is kind of cool. Terra Tower is a very interesting building. I don't know if the game ever tries to explain to you why this thing exists. Other than like the stock because it would be cool. Huh. What is the purpose of... oh, okay, we can climb up here. Got it. Oh, I think I get it. I think that this is just our way to get back up if we fall down the waterfall. Because I think no matter what you do, if you walk here... oh, it can blow you off unnecessarily. Okay. So this is the correct way forward. We just want to go left this time when we get on the big piece of... I guess that's coral. Evil coral. What's up, ghost dude? Let's be friends. Alright. There's quite a few areas in this game that have ambient sounds rather than music. Surprising given Yasunori Mitsuda's involvement. There's a little bit of that in Chrono Trigger as well. That's a weird thing to climb. It doesn't actually seem to go anywhere. See? I can go left and right, but I can't just go straight up. Maybe something comes up there later, or maybe it's just teaching me that I can climb coral if I want to. Yeah, perhaps it was the latter. So there's no... don't want to go down. There's nothing to the right, right? Okay. So let's loop back up and around. Let's try to not fight this thing if we can help it. down, and again try to avoid fighting that guy. Awesome. I found a chest. I found a chest. Oh. And that happened. Boss fight, maybe? Oh, this is a cool area. You know, I've mentioned this several times on stream, but you can complain that PS1 RPGs haven't aged very well, and that's certainly true for the character sprites, but the backgrounds are all just very pretty paintings. Hey Rushzilla, how's it going? Good to see you. What's up, sad stone-faced dude? This tower is a fortress belonging to the Reptites. Gotcha. This is like Dinopolis. Cool, cool. Sounds good. Dude's gotta chill with the ellipses. I know people who type like that when they're like on Instant Messenger. They end every sentence with an ellipsis. It sounds like they're trailing off everything they say. Or like whenever Squall would use an ellipsis in Final Fantasy VIII, he's the prime example. I'd always read that as him like sighing angstily. So be ... he'd be like, ugh. We'll do a lot of that when we play Final Fantasy VIII eventually. Pack of Lies. What the hell is that? Is it not a accessory? It sounds like it would. Huh. It's not armor. Is there an element? Maybe? No? Alright. Yeah. I think Squall is the all-time champion of ellipses. He's just like, ugh. Defender Plus. Nah, that's an accessory for sure. Pack of Lies isn't like an item, is it? Maybe it's an item that can only be equipped by one person, something like that. I don't think this bat was applicable. Fat Keys. Oh, thanks, Jack Bandit. Good looking out. Here I am going crazy. Like, what the hell is that? Which character uses cards again? It's been so long since I last played this. It's, Harley uses them, doesn't she? Jack Bandit, my dude over here. Dropping knowledge. Saving me from going crazy. Yeah. Doc, Harley, Lucia, and Sniff. Gotcha. Thank you. But get out my way, ghost. Got time for your own nonsense. I don't think we're going to make any of the rainbow shell items. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I think it's actually recommended that you wait until a New Game Plus to do it. It's certainly not necessary for the final boss. But I remember the trick with the final boss is you try to get everyone's elements up You put the Chrono Cross in like a really low slot because it wants to put it in like a level 7 or a level 8 slot, and that will give you trouble. So you put it in like level 1, you use a couple yellow elements because yellow is the first note that he plays. Then you wait until the boss actually uses a yellow element. And you do all level 1s from there and try to beat him. We might need to do some reloads because you have the problem where once you use an element you can't use it again in the same combat. Let's do Luminaire. Luminaire though. Alright. Oh, interesting. He's white. Didn't even notice that last time. White bread ghost bro. Nice. Well done, Glenn. As ever, an impressive creature. Look at that America at the top of the screen. Let's go to the red one. Nice. I like the idea of the music puzzle with Chrono Cross. There, we got some actual stat ups from that fight. That's cool. Climbing up the coral. Does this say don't fight the ghost if you don't want to, alcove? No. It might be, but we didn't do it right. See if we can kill it before it can summon its buddies. It's a weak, medium, dash and slash if we can do it. Cool. Yes, they are Logitech G930s. I picked them up. This is actually my second set. The first ones I picked up started having the cutting out problem, which some other people have told me is not uncommon. They'd like deactivate and then when they turn back on it'd make a really loud audible beep on stream, so I was within about a month of purchasing them, so I got with Amazon and they sent me a replacement that haven't had a problem yet, but if they do I'll have to switch to a different model. I used to use this guy, which is a Logitech, I don't even know if it is brand, it's a really old model of headset. Good eye though. Jack Bandit, do you stream? You have a good eye for headphones. Ah! No! Okay, cool. Don't want to fight you, ghosts. Shortcut. Yeah, I'd rather take the padding going than the signal cutting out. Hey, welcome back, Ogums. What's up? Oh. Like, hey, it's a fairy. I should know better. It's an evil fairy. Cupoid. Ugh, that was really bad. Cool, Gogums. What are you going to classes for? What's your major? Slash all. Those things are creepy looking. It looks more like a /1 than a /all, but alright. We could probably do an X strike against the other one. Nice, Jack Bandit. Yeah, I like the surround sound feature. I've had to turn it off a couple times because it freaks me out. It's so good that sometimes I'll think that sounds are actually coming from elsewhere in the room. Some point, super long term, maybe I'll sub headphones. I'll get just like audio headphones without a mic and get a like professional boom swing mic. But I think for now that this comes through fine. Just some engineering, nice, Kogums. Godspeed with your studies, sir. Many have bled, suffered, and perished. It is your turn to die. Well, you're gonna be all negative like that. Probably should have backed up to a save point real quick, but I think we'll be okay. Oh man. Pyrotor. So he uses blue magic, right? The name like that. Sadness Wave. I don't want to be sad. Attack Decrease. And that's an effect I don't want to see. I don't know if we have a Strengthen on anybody. If we do, not on him. That's not super bad, but... Cool, Jack. I'll toss you a follow if I see you pop on. I'll watch. Do that live when I remember to. Oops, there we go. Alright, let's steal from this guy. Let me guess, it's gonna be a red brooch. Sure, man. I like that Twitch has made it easy to casually stream if you want to. I was actually pretty impressed at how easy it is to set up Twitch in the first place. Alright, where's that guy? Pretty sure we have to kill all of those. Oh, you know, I think that's the secret. So the game's trying to tell you what order you need to do the Chrono Cross in. That's how you can figure it out. Sick. Yeah, so the actual order is yellow, red, green, blue, black, white. And you see the little orbs that you run into look just like the orbs at the top of the screen. So the order in which you run into those bosses in the Terra Tower is hinting to you what order you need to use when you beat the game. That's cool. I didn't pick up on that as a kid. Let's extract this last one. Should kill it. Alright, 1612. See, I like the Stylix's decision of having that music play, but they probably shouldn't have had the battle music. Sometimes they'll cut that out. The victory fanfare. Lucas theme. It's an interesting room. Avoiding the enemies, because there's minimal incentive to fight them. Come on, cherub dude. Ooh, I might need to check out your Dwarf Fortress stream. Everyone's seen that XKCD comic that talks about difficulty curve in games. And nothing can hold a candle to Dwarf Fortress. That'd probably be a good way for me to get introduced to it. I've tried booting it up a couple times. It is pretty intimidating. What is Killing Floor? I've never even played those games. What kind of a game is it? So you finish it off and then extract the other one, right? I like both of those things. I like gold. I like showers. Spectral glove. It says glove weapons. At least not in this party. We're looking for a sword for Fargo. Sounds cool, Jack Bandit. I like co-op games. Alright, another holy healing. Those are good. Might just be able to do an auto allocate on Surge only. That way he doesn't lose his revive. Yeah, that's a ticket. It'll give him the other holy healing. Might actually end up wanting to use that. We gotta get that chest. Just in case it's something good. Chances are it's junk, but... Huh? Rainbow Shell. Oh, right on. So it's like a horde mode sort of a thing. That's cool. There's another thing like BT dubs. There are 2 moons in the Chrono universe. A Record of Fate would be really cool right about now. Although we haven't had any trouble with the bosses so far. So. Hey, we know these 3 guys. This guy looks like, but is not actually Balthazar. This is a space that does not exist, but don't mind that. Oh, he really is Balthazar. See, I thought he died in Chrono Trigger. Maybe they'll explain that. Ooh. Jack Bandit, be still my heart. You're keep talking about that game and I'm gonna turn off Chrono Cross right now and boot it up. Old school Baldur's Gate, good music and writing. I like Eternity, I like Pillars. No, let me add it to my list. I've got a Reddit page with a list of games that are upcoming. I'm to do that as a blind playthrough. Neo Epoch. City of the Reptiles from another dimension's future. Dinopolis. So they evolved naturally, whereas humans evolved from exposure to Lavos. That sounds pretty awesome. Kind of an old school Diablo feel to the difficulty ranges. So this whole Dinopolis thing has a very like weapon from Final Fantasy VII feel to it. So like maybe there's an implication in Japanese that doesn't really translate to English that dragon and reptite are somehow related, because they keep like saying, "Oh, BT dubs, dragon gods," and I think what they're getting at is that the dragon gods are highly evolved reptites. Like maybe in Japanese, dragon is more closely related to reptile, or we think of them more as like magical beasts in English. Dragon guards are in opposition to man. Early access can be good sometimes. Starbound is pretty good and it's still early access. 7 dragons. Thanks, game. That's called Google hang a lampshade on it. There's a TV Tropes article on it. Like, oh yeah, just like the second moon that was hidden. Dark Moon Dragon, huh? Harley is the Dark Moon Dragon. Okay. Ah, this game. Hey Border, how's it going? You a fan of Chrono Cross? When's the last time you played it? That's it. Give me another hint here. Great. Chrono Cross is definitely an OBT dubs game. OBT dubs, the Chrono Cross can unify people's hearts. Oh wow, that's pretty recent, Border. Yeah, my last time playing it was around when it came out, so in excess of 10 years ago. Close to 15, I think. I don't think we can go to the Neo Epoch in this version of the world. You can if you actually go. You can see it in his basement. It's like hidden behind his desk there. Now, this is basically a blind playthrough of Chrono Cross for me because it's been so long since I played it. Oh, do we just leave from here? There's a chest up there, though. There we go. I think so. Can't deny me that chest. That would be cruelty. Nice border. Yeah, I did too as a kid. I had the strategy guide. It's actually pretty necessary for this game if you really want to get everything. This is a great game, but it doesn't do a very good job of conveying to you what you should do. There are some parts that are pretty odd. And get everything if you play the game 3 times in a row. Fight, flee, Ozzy, and Slash from Chrono Trigger. I really would like to see a record of fate here soon. Okay, so this area teaches you the song as well. But it doesn't light them up or anything, you just have to be paying attention. You can sit here and learn it and then go into battles to figure it out. 3, 4, 5, 6. The actual order you get from fighting the bosses show you what to do. They show up in the correct order, that is. Cool area, though. Yeah, go for it, Jack Bandit. I trust you. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I could call Ozzy, Slash, and Flea raid bosses. Oh man, I miss doing raids. Kind of. Like, the pain and suffering that goes along with doing raids, I don't miss, but the, like, satisfaction of everyone coming together and winning. Let me see if my theory is correct, right? Yeah, so we fought the yellow, red, and green bosses. We fought the yellow and red ones. This is the green one, is the third one. The correct order at the end is yellow, red, green, blue, black, white. Okay, looks like the yellow one. I want to try to not let him have a map full of his color. So we'll do an extra here. Wouldn't be super bad for Glenn, but... Alright. No big D, no big D. That X-Strike OP. Alright. There's a record of fate. Was it Bahamut? I know the one you're talking about. The optional boss that had tons and tons of health bars that took like 30 minutes to beat. 30 minutes to attempt. Kingdom Hearts does it too. The Sephiroth boss fights in 1 and 2 both have a ton of hit points. Not quite as long as Final Fantasy XII, though. I'm excited to do 12 again on this channel eventually. I remember basically nothing from that game. Other than that I didn't like Vaughn. It's very pretty maps in the Terra Tower. Later, Gogums. Enjoy class. Yeah, see ya. Good having you. Damn, Border. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Zodiac Spear. You can like permanently miss that, can't you? Ooh, it was bad. I might kill Fargo, we'll see. We did just save though, so if it does, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. Maybe Glenn and Surge can beat him though. Hey Nien Saku, how's it going? Yeah, Nostrum it up. Nostrum. Hopefully he uses his black ability on Surge, you just heal all the way up to full. At 12 was around the time I decided I wasn't going to use guides anymore when I played games, so I completely missed the Zodiac Spear. It's kind of a messed up inclusion. It's like the only way for you to unlock this is to be reading a walkthrough. There's no way you would get that without reading a walkthrough. Alright, we'll do a better job of healing people up after this one. It didn't heal everyone up before because we were just winning the fights and using all of our elements to do it. Now this is no longer helpful as far as the order you should be using for the final fight, because it changes. You could go left or right there at the beginning. It is at least telling you if you know the first three, you should be able to deduce the remaining colors that you need. Cool. Right, Border. I never got, like I said, 12 is one of the first ones that I totally swore off walkthroughs. It's also one of the first ones that screws you over like that with the Zodiac Spear. So I've never seen the 12 walkthrough strategy guide. Remember, the Final Fantasy IX strategy guide was notoriously bad. All it had in it were references to this play online service where you had to go online to get your hints. It would never actually tell you what you needed to do. Alright, so I'm guessing this next one's going to be blue. Holy frame rate, Batman. Hey D-Rock, hey Matt. How's it going? Good to see you. Yes, this one will probably be blue, and the last one will be white, and that's how you know what the order needs to be. Oh no, it's white, okay. So you know the order from the first three, and then you have to just figure out the remaining three. Nice crit. Right, border. I do remember that part. And you got me looking forward to playing that game again. I'm gonna have to find a good block for it though. I'm trying to keep... Right now I've got 3 games running that are all very long, like in excess of 30 hours. I'm trying to keep it to a maximum of 2 really long games like that running at the same time. Full heal. I'm gonna do a pilfer. Don't really need those brooches, but hey, why not? Get it, Fargo. Hey look, it's America at the top of the screen there. My wife's PS2. I also have one of the PS3 models that can play PS2 discs. Yeah, this is gonna be nasty. With Magnify, that might just one-shot him. Whew. Not screwing around there, are you, buddy? Hey, Border, thanks for following. It's good to have you. You seem like a delightful fellow. Alright. Nice clean win there. Got one more of these sub-bosses and then we're on the home train. What's the matter, Fargo? I thought this was America. What's up, Cobra Fang? Pick murder swag. Alright, I'm gonna head back, we're gonna save, and we're gonna go through the door. Now, if we get pretty close to the final battle and we're coming up on time, I would be okay to just run over on Final Fantasy Tactics. The plan would be to switch to Tactics in about 40 minutes, but we're getting pretty close to the end of the game. But I would be okay with going ahead and just finishing Chrono Cross, and then starting Tactics a little bit late. We'll give Tactics the time back tomorrow. The plan for now is switch to Tactics at 2 o'clock Pacific in 40 minutes, Tactics for 2 hours, and then a new game, Okami, from 4 to 6. If you've never seen Okami, you should stick around and check it out, or watch the VOD later. I post them to YouTube. It's a very, very pretty game. It's a kind of Zelda sort of gameplay. You go around, you do quests, you get unlocks like bombs that you can use to blow up walls. The whole game looks like a Japanese watercolor painting. Yeah, Legends of the Gaia is on the list. I really like that game. I don't remember very much from it other than like... Yeah, see, here's Blue, right? But Blue's not actually the last one. I remember the whole Mist tree, and I remember playing Legends of Legaia and really enjoying it, and then doing Final Fantasy IX and being like, wow, the story to Final Fantasy IX is kind of similar to Legend of Legaia. I only ever played the first one though, I didn't play the second one. Nimble. Yuck. Feel like enemies with a high evade percent. We're talking about PS1 RPGs. I have never played any of those Shin Megami Tensei games. We're gonna do that on here eventually. Correct for that flaw on my part. Oh god, he's just attacking. See, if he used an element, that could be bad for us. Whoa, or he could just kill Glenn in one round of hits. That's also not good. Now, why don't we pick him up? And then Surge should be able to do his X-Strike. America again. Legend of Legaia? Nice. That was a really good game. I enjoyed it. Kind of had a sort of a fighting system. It was sort of like a fighting game RPG in that you could do high, medium, and low attacks and like combo them together. Alright. We're on the home stretch now. Now it's telling you again. Orange, red, green, blue, black, white. Orange, red, green, blue, black, white. Let's see if there's anything up here. I don't think there is. That's how we get onto the last teleporter. See if we have any healing we need to do, and we do. I'm glad we checked. Okay. Go save one more time. And I think we're going to go ahead and beat the game. It might take us a little bit over time, but that's okay. Chrono Cross ekes out Mother 3 as the longest game we've played on stream so far. Alright, see you, D-Rock. Thanks for stopping by. Yellow, red, green, blue, black, white. Actually, I think it's yellow, red, green, blue, black, white, Chrono Cross. You kind of need to scam the final boss into using his yellow element first, otherwise he can interrupt your flow. So to speak. This is PS1. Oh man, that long hallway, in this case, long staircase. Welcome. Cool sequence. I think the long hallway is my favorite video game trope. I get sad when games don't do it. One game that does the long hallway really well is Castlevania. In that case, it's the long staircase to Dracula's chamber. It looks the same in just about every game with the red carpet. Kit's here just in case she's not actually in our party. We might lose this first attempt as I haven't changed any of our gear around in preparation for it, but we'll at least learn the fight and then we'll try him again. Don't touch it! It's concentrated even. See how many diminishes we have, that's a pretty good skill to use. Alright. It's very rep-tight philosophy. Oh man, the Snake Eater ladder scene. I love that scene. I'm so excited to do Metal Gear Solid on this channel. I got a lot of friends who like you'd be surprised the overlap of Metal Gear Solid and JRPGs is not very wide. But I think that the same kind of people who like JRPGs should enjoy the Metal Gear Solid games. Yeah, that scene is great. It's so like it's almost comical because the ladder is so long, but it does what it's intended to do. Oh, this song is sweet. I think he changes forms in the correct order too, but I might not be right about that. We'll see. Time Devourer. If we have Diminish, doesn't look like Surge has it. We can always equip it for when we do a real others Diminish. We're not going to use elements for a little bit, so that's okay. What you doing there, bro? Alright, so this is kind of similar to what Lavos does with changing time, except here he's changing dimension. Yeah, so he goes to yellow first, which should be a heads up, right? So I guess the hints aren't that inscrutable. The game does go out of its way to kind of explain to you what it expects you to do here. We can wait on healing. So we'll have Fargo try to pilfer. Actually, let's let him attack first so that Fargo can max out his pilfer % chance. Yeah. Ouch. He's even doing the order now. Red, yellow, green, blue, black, white. I like that the game gives you multiple chances to figure that out. 2 holy healing is pretty good. Plenty of recover alls. Well, why don't we have Fargo steal first? See if we've got another Diminish sitting around somewhere. Another Holy Healing is pretty good. Take it. Change the universe again. This time you should go red. Yep. Color red, green, blue, black, white. Keep up the attacks. Now he's gonna do red and then green, right? Yep. Then he'll probably do blue after that. Yep. Now, so the game gives you lots of hints here in the final dungeon. I like that it's not just, you know, smacking you in the face with it. Could have easily done that, they decided not to. Let you figure it out, you know. Alright, so this should be green. Yep. Now does Fargo have a Diminish? Probably not. He's got a Nostrum. Glenn might have one. No, he just had one. Okay, well we'll keep that in mind. Ooh, not good. Let's go ahead and do an X-Strike. Nice. Change it up again. Should be blue this time. And then black white. Holy shit. That's supposed to one-shot us? We all just died in one hit. Why'd that happen? We went from full health to dead. Yeah, insta-death from full health. Every other time it did that, we took 0 damage, but for some reason that last time it did max damage. So, what can we change to make that not happen? Guess we can give some more diminishes, assuming we have some. Which I think we might. No, we just have 1 diminish. Well, we could also give a blue plate to Fargo and hope he lives. since it was blue that killed him. Although, let's see. Yeah, no, we'll try it. Give another shot, here we go. Once it gets in the blue phase, apparently it uses Hellbound as well, which is an instant kill on a party member. We take one more pass, see how it goes this round. Yeah, going from full health to dead in one attack is not super fun though. If we die again, we'll probably do a save state right in this area, just so that we don't have to watch all this cutscene again. I try not to abuse save states in streaming, but if it's in the interest of just saving time, this is a bit of a walk to get here, you know? Hey, Knick-Knack Attack, how's it going? Good timing, about to have our second attempt here against Dragon Gods. Dude, I rented the Legend of Dragoon and played it for the duration of the rental, so I maybe got like 10 hours into it, but I never beat it. So that's another one that's on the list that I have to play through. It's with Dart, right? I like the about phase they do with the Dragon God. So since we only have one diminish, we're going to try to save it for around the time of the green element. Since it was the blue one that got us killed last time. Ouch. Alright, Time Devourer is spinning around after we steal. So in the past, when he's done Yeah, so we'll do a recover all here with Surge. At least in official gaming history, I imagine. I'm gonna be cautious using anything other than the clear stuff here, so I use some of those strong-mindeds or something, throw something on Surge. Alright, so now we're going to learn whether this is actually going to damage us or not. I don't know why, last time none of these damaged us, except for the blue one, which did enough damage to wipe the party, so... Yeah, see, 0. I don't know. What does he have that he can cast? What does Vigora do? Stops your stamina from decreasing. I'll have to check it out after the stream. That's on School Border. It's funny. Seems fine. We'll have Surge do another recover all. Try to avoid using heals on him though, just in case it matters. Great. Cool, so Glenn's gonna hit him a bunch of times. Hopefully he'll change his element. Should be red next. He might do like 100 damage-ish. Oh, it'll heal him because he's got the yellow plate. That's cool too. Worst case, we can always pick up another Diminish the next time we fight him. Yeah, so we put that Pendragon sigil on Surge, changes so his physical attacks inherit the element of the last thing that hit him. Since he got hit by that Bushwhacker, he was doing green damage, which is double damage against a yellow enemy. There's 0 again. Ugh. Don't like missing. Seems like it's almost correct to attack until they have only a weak attack remaining and then defend, because that final weak attack doesn't really do you much good, you know? If that hit Surge, that'd be really great. Alright. Another just regular old recover all. Because he's got a heal all. I want to save one heal all for him though, for in case he has to revive people. Alright, now's the one where we're gonna have to be careful, because last time he did an attack that just one-shot the whole party. I'm gonna try to not have that happen this time. We'll wait to use our Diminish here. Well, probably have him heal. Get everyone topped off. Could be because of the field being one color or something like that. Feel all nimble. None of this stuff is particularly important. No. I'll have him defend in case it matters. I want to do Magnify. Strong-minded. And Surge. He's most likely to live. Glenn has more hit points, but doesn't have a revive. Depending on who that hits, that could be pretty bad. It's not horrible. It could have been much worse. Let him heal himself though. You just use it on Surge. Tell me you didn't. God damn it. Alright. Cure Plus in here somewhere. Just have him use Capsule. Hopefully it'll matter. We don't want the field to be too blue though at the end of the day. Oh, pretty good defend. And Glenn's effectively back at full health now, so we can be a little more aggressive. Go ahead and pop that Diminish, yeah. Hopefully it helps. Alright, moment of truth. Does the party get one shot again? Fingers crossed. If it does, we'll switch to tactics early and I'll try to pick up some more Diminishes or something off the line so we can beat the game tomorrow. That time it did 0. No. Don't know what drives that. We want to kill him very quickly now. Otherwise he might end up using Hell Soul on us, which is very bad. Do not want that. We could have Surge Defend. Attack once and then X-Strike. Might be good enough, we'll see. That's pretty good. Let's see. Zero again. Good. Keep that going, just like that. Let's just defend. Of course he's black, and last one will be white. Another heal all, maybe? No, we may have already used all our heal alls. Don't really need one right now, though. Just have him defend. See if you can use his final magic ability. At least use Free Fall and not Hellbound. We don't want anything that one-shots us. It might be based on the elements that are on the field when he switches forms. It may be we got one shot. Do you notice Masamune there behind the flying arrow? from Chrono Trigger. Kind of a cool effect. Alright, here's the moment of truth. If this kills us, we're dead, but if we live, we're great. Come on, 0. Alright. Phew. So just have Fargo defend, huh? Alright, he's still black. That's big damage. Alright, very nice. He's white now though, so let's have him defend. What you gonna do, bro? Holy Light, probably? Oh, he's just gonna attack everybody. That's okay. You can't heal anymore, I don't think. No, it doesn't look like it. So we'll have to have Surge do some healing here. Hey, we did it! I don't know what happened that first time where we got one shot. So the theory was that in 4 minutes we'd stop and switch to Final Fantasy Tactics, but there's just one boss fight left after this. So let's go ahead and finish Chrono Cross, and then we'll give Tactics back its extra time tomorrow. Great. GG. Eat it, time Devourer. Everything's destiny with you, buddy. Okay. I think they just want us to fight Lavos. Devourer of Time. Thank you. All right, guys. End of Chrono Cross. Let's do this. Cripey. Is that a thing people say? Yeah, so if you don't get everything in Terra Tower before that boss fight, you're screwed. You can't come back here. One of those. Pretty graphics though. Cool, it has like a bird head. Final true form. In the end, we're all the same. Oh, Chrono Cross. Yeah, let's do it. Sounds good. Going to Opasa Beach. We'll switch Fargo back to the red plate. That didn't end up mattering. I don't know what caused it to kill us in one hit one time, you know? We don't need this thing anymore. Don't need this anymore. Still take the Dragoon's Glory, though. Want to have a high hit percent chance so that we can cast elements more easily. Okay, and then we need to make sure that everyone has access to at least one level 1 element of each type. So to do that, let's first put the Chrono Cross somewhere easy. Namely in one of these first slots. -7, I don't care. Alright, so we got Uplift, Fireball, Photon Ray, Cure. How about... we need a green, right? Arrow Saucer is fine. And we need a black. Whoops. Sunglasses, yeah. Gravity Blow. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Do it again. Now he has fewer options, so we have to be more careful about what we select. I'm gonna give him a yellow. Well, yellow's not super important because we want the enemy to use yellow. So, that said, why don't we make that a white? Cool, Jaden, I'll have to check it out. Aqua Beam can stick around. We got black, white, red, blue, yellow. Oh, he already has one of everything. Perfect. Well, one of them's revive, though, so... let's change that. Let's make it... do we have another Photon Ray? Seems fine. Don't care that it's a -3. It doesn't matter. Gotta save before we go in. Alright, so it was yellow, red, green, blue, black, white. We use the time egg, right? Might need to be in the home world. If so, we'll watch a little cutscene, go save again, and then come back in. Spritz the kitty. Oh man, Chrono Trigger hype. Everybody's full up on health, right? Yeah, good. So the bad ending is if you just fight the Time Devourer by attacking it. What's up, Luca? Princess Shala was sucked into a dimensional vortex along with the Lavos Mammoth machine. Shala and Lavos became unified into one even more powerful entity that would evolve into the Devourer of Time. Hey, welcome back, Ursula. Whenever you want to, Jaden. Pick a game you want to play. I'll help you get it set up. You should probably play a Final Fantasy game, though. I'll get you up with Final Fantasy VI. Alright, so Shala trying to talk to Surge made a magnetic storm which caused Fate's system malfunction. Okay. Shala left her baby daughter clone with her ancient pendant. Oh, BT dubs, there are daughter clones. Yeah, so that confirms the Astro Amulet is definitely Shala's pendant from Chrono Trigger. Project Kid was Balthazar's plan. That's a really convoluted time loop. So Kid is alive because Surge went back in time and rescued her from Orphanage so that she could go back in time and rescue Surge from drowning. Okay. What's up, Chrono? This is the false reality.
What is that?
Hey, Jack Bandit, thanks for the follow. Good to have you. Harley made contact with Fate's biological incarnation, Lynx, tricked him into joining forces. The Prometheus circuit should be Robo, in theory. I like how this comes out of nowhere. I have played the first Wild Arms. It's an amazing game, and we are going to do it on the stream, no doubt. Game is awesome. Jack Bandit, did you know that if you... So in Wild Arms, there's this really clever part at the very beginning of the game where you can choose between 3 different characters to start playing. And it's tough to come up with an organic way to ask the player to enter the name for a character. And the way they do for this like Indiana Jones Explorer character is they say... He's like trying to like break into this temple and ask him for a password. And he's like, oh, I guess I'll just try my name. And then it pops up with a name entry screen where you enter his name. But... Interestingly, if you happen to know the actual password to that temple, which you find much later in the game, and you enter that as the Explorer character's name, there's a different cutscene at the beginning. Like, it actually lets him in first. It's pretty cool. It's like, wow, my name actually worked. Yeah, what the hell? Like, Wazuki is Lynx. Like, this is one of those... This is the ultimate OBTW moment in Chrono Cross, I feel like. Like, you're literally just talking to an NPC who's just like, BT dubs. Lynx is your dad, I guess. Didn't really happen organically in the story. We just got an NPC here telling you that. Actual determine whether the future all time is over by Lavos, sending the world in everlasting death. That sounds like a not great future. I don't like the everlasting death future. no, I haven't. In fact, the only Wild Arms game I've played is Wild Arms 1. I didn't know that they did a remake of the original game. Is it good? I was reading about people who speedrun Wild Arms. I guess it's like a notoriously buggy game. There's lots of ways you can sequence break and stuff. The later Wild Arms games use a kind of cool, like, almost cel-shaded, everything has a black outline style that I like. That, from seeing screenshots and videos, I actually haven't played any of them. The Wild Arms composer is female too, which is pretty cool. There's a couple Japanese female composers that are quite prolific. The Castlevania composer is also a woman. The Darkness of Time. Wasted enough bloomin' time as it is. Let's do it. Make a brighter future. Let's go. Hey Burner, how's it going, dude? So you're gonna see Shala inside of the Time Devourer. Looks like Kid, and looks more like a child in this. I got the sense that she was like a teenage girl in Chrono Trigger. She had that kind of blue hair. Alright, so let's start by getting everybody up to level 7 in their elements. This is where we're going to get to hear that rad song, Life Far Away Promise, too. Bush Basher. We don't want him using green right now, we want him to use yellow. We can prompt that here soon. There's yellow, red, green, blue, black, white, Chrono Cross. Hey Cobra Fang, Epic Murder Swag, thanks for following. It's good to have you. Also, what's up, Angel Asakara? He doesn't have any yellows, so it'll have to be Fargo that does the next one. And Electro Jolt. We'll start doing some defending here. That's correct, Angel Asakara. You get to hear that sweet Life Far Away Promise song, too. Which is as good a reason as any to do this. We need him to use yellow. So at some point we're going to have to bail out and heal the party. This is hitting pretty hard. Use that capsule. Well, capsule's kind of expensive. Just, well, I guess we gotta wait. We saved just outside, so if we fail, if we run out of elements, we can always try again. Let's hit him twice and get back up to 8. Lame burner. Come on, dude. We just need him to use a yellow ability. Not Omega Green. That's the opposite of the thing we need him to do. It's bad. Let's go ahead and just get this out of the way. Love to get everyone back up to 7 stamina. Come on. Let's get some yellow in the club. Might be that it's always going to use elements that disagree. If Surge is dead, we can't win. It actually lets you run away, that's impressive. Hey, welcome back. Alright, we'll try it again. We can try to just do the pattern. Just as soon as he uses a yellow element, then we can do it for real, you know? Let me look again at our setup here. See if we can give anybody... I want to give him some more yellow. Doesn't really matter what, but just a little bit of it. Okay. Trying again. To the darkness of time. Sometimes we might just luck out and he might just use the yellow element that we need. The trick here is we're trying to use all 6 elements in a specific order, and the enemy can interrupt our pattern, which is the worst. We don't want that to happen under any circumstances. So we're trying to get it so that the enemy uses the last power we want at the very beginning. Right now it seems like it wants to start with green. So getting this to work is not trivial. But I think what we'll do is we'll start the pattern. Whew. Does he have a yellow capsule? That would be cool. He does. Or it's yellow, red, green, blue. So if he's going to interrupt our pattern here, it would be around now. There's red. It's going to heal Fargo, which is nice. Let's do one of these. Heal everybody up to full. And get everyone up to their max stats. Just trying to bait him into using his own yellow elements. A lot of it's RNG, we just have to be lucky and get him to use the right thing. Hey Tits and Grits, how's it going? Looks like he wants to use blue after yellow, right? So we might be learning something about this fight here. We have to find out what element can we use that will trigger him to use the one we want. After blue, he uses green. To recover all. Let's try using... Okay, using green again. Come on, buddy. Use the element we want. Do we have like a turn yellow? We do, yellow field. That's blue. Shit. Maybe if we use black on him, he'll do yellow. That's the only element I can think of that we haven't cast at all so far, you know? Okay. No, he's using green again. Can try, let's see. Try also using green and see if that puts him off the idea of doing it, you know? Nope, makes him want to use green even more. Can we use an attack on him? Or we can just give up and just like try to do the combination ourselves. We're gonna try. Yellow. Red. Green. Use blue now. Hey, welcome back, D-Rock. Yellow, red, green, blue. Do it's black, white, Chrono Cross. We might just be able to do it without needing him to use an ability. I guess we'll see. He has to use a white now. Nope, he screwed up. I think we can do it with just our party though. I think we can just barely get it to work without relying on him using magic at just the right time. Oh, we run away one more time. And we'll try just doing it from scratch. So we'll get everyone up to 8, we'll defend until everyone's full, and we'll just have everyone use their elements back to back to back. We'll see if we can stack people with stuff that improves their stamina regen. We've got a couple of those that might help, especially Surge, because we need him to do something back to back. He has to be able to use his Chrono Cross. So let's go with. Let's see where our stamina items. Someone else has the stamina belt. Actually, that should probably be fine. I know, right, Jack Bandit? It doesn't seem right. That seems like the one fight you shouldn't be able to run away from. But they needed to keep that in there, otherwise you'd have to just like soft reset the game once you run out of elements. Or you did too much damage to the Time Devourer. Alright, trying again. We're going to get everyone up to 8. We're going to defend until everyone has 7 stamina, and then we're going to see if we can do this. Keep playing around with our abilities if we need to. Ooh, not good. There's some element of RNG. We need to be a little lucky. Actually don't want to do lots of damage to him, so just doing all weak attacks makes sense. It seems correct. Yeah. And actually the opening field even gives you a little bit of a hint. Hey, welcome back, D-Rock. Okay. Everyone can be at 7 now. He's gonna use green again, which is fine. Alright, so let's just try doing this straight from scratch. So, yellow. Surge will go first, the hope that he'll get his stamina back fast. Red. Green. We might be just barely okay, we'll see. Blue. Thing is, we want Surge to be able to go right after Fargo goes. Black. If it doesn't work this way, then we have to get him to use yellow first. White. Yeah, I don't think Surge is going to be ready. We could try giving him the stamina belt in addition to the stamina rings. Maybe that will make enough of a difference. It looks like Glenn having the stamina belt didn't matter. Ooh, we're going to get it. Alright. Didn't have to do any fancy nonsense. Here we go. You ready? Yes, sir. Ready for that sweet, sweet music. This song always gives me, it's called Frisson. If you Google it on Wikipedia, it's when music gives you chills. It's really hard to do. We had to equip a bunch of bullshit to keep him from interrupting our flow. Hey Cappy Man, how's it going? Nice, Hasukara. I should have just done it the way I did it there at the end, without trying to trick it, because I was trying to get the Time Devourer to use an Earth ability, or yellow magic. It gives you a little bit of room to screw up, but... Right, D-Rock, sometimes you just luck out. If you don't plan for it, it's very RNG-ish. Right, Asakara? Sometimes he just wants to help out. Why do they live? Why do they die? No reason. No, it's deep. So I could become the chosen life form that gets to bang a planet? Sounds pretty rad. That's basically what Lavos is though, right? I guess I see their point though, like... Servant, Sea of Dreams. Are they radical dreams? Yeah, basically, it's implying that like planets are embryos, and maybe it's more like starfaring life is the spermatozoa. You know, like eventually life grows and is able to travel through space and go colonize other worlds and bring life to other worlds. Use all memory of the whole adventure. But I'm not. I guess I'll be with the mom who's cool with me being a Panther Man. Aye, matey. It sure was a swashbuckling voyage. Thanks, Fargo. It's a great, not at all anticlimactic. If you ever want to become a pirate, be sure to come see me. Oh yeah, Glenn. Sure, dude. Australian Shala. Now, so if you have Kid in your party, you kind of get robbed of a little party member goodbye here, since she says this no matter what. Hooray! This is my favorite song in Chrono Cross. Oh man, are we gonna do a Final Fantasy X ending here? Wake up. Yeah, D-Rock, I was talking about this before you joined today. He was supposed to. Guile is supposed to be Magus. I guess he was in the SNES Satellaview game Radical Dreamers that this game is partially based on. But when they were writing Chrono Cross, they couldn't think of a way to plug him in. So Guile's still in the game. He still looks just like Magus. He has the same hair. He like has the same moving animation where he's like balanced on one foot. Final Fantasy VIII Empires? Oh, okay, okay. I was like, what the hell is Burner talking about? Like, oh, okay, I get it. Nice. Like when you get the RNG rolls in your favor when you don't expect it to. Had a couple battles land that way in Tactics. Oh, did Surge writing all this? That's correct, D-Rock. When you're in Kid's Orphanage, you see all the pictures of the original party members. And Kid is Shala, so that also ties into Chrono Trigger. But that was the whole thing, is that Magus was looking for Shala, so it would have made sense if they kept him in the game, but they couldn't think of a way to make him a main important character and also have Surge be in the game, so. That would have been fine if the game was just you playing as Magus, that would have been cool. No, it was Kid, okay. Makes more sense. Surge is a silent protagonist, bro, he ain't talk. See, that's Magus standing next to him. Next to her. Which would have had more meaning if they had managed to keep the Magus connection. They went a little goofier than that, D-Rock. They said that Kid is Shala's daughter clone? That's the phrase they used. Daughter-clone. I don't know. The last, I don't know, 45 minutes of this game they're like, okay, we didn't get all this stuff, all these ideas across we wanted to get across, so let's just have these 3 NPCs on a beach tell you all of it and have everyone blow their minds. Alright guys, I'm going to be back in a couple minutes, just run to the restroom real quick. and bring in my Google Shopping Express that's sitting outside. Let the credits run and then we'll switch over to tactics. Doki's on the list of like 20 Japanese words that I know. It's the heartbeat onomatopoeia sound, like doki, doki. Pretty big fan of the use of acoustic guitar in this game. Yasunori did some good stuff with it. Kid's just gonna go take the poor Orcha's boat. Oh man, what's with the scramble crossing? It's like a Shibuya. Oh man, you freaked out? It's got her pendant. Shala wakes up in modern day Japan. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, I agree, Cappy. This is a weird game though, so. This is a variation of the opening cutscene with Kid reaching for Surge. I don't like the blonde look to Shala. I like her sprite very much more so in Chrono Trigger proper, but got a different artist, right? I noticed that music is the game over music in my D&D game, and I'll use whenever the party wipes. Fragment of a Dream. Cool. All right, so we're gonna switch to Fantasy Tactics. Let me update the message and all that fun stuff.